famed Geralt of Rivia. You've fallen low, Witcher. Word has it you're one of the best swordsmen in the north. Time to test that rumor.
Enough slaughter. Surrender and Foltest will treat you and your men with honor.
And what guarantee is there that he'll not cut us down to the last?
None.
Foltest defiled my mother. Now he colludes with Nilfgaard.
The king leads an army. You have but a few brave men and your honor. In a minute you may lose even those. Choose.
Hear that, men? The king sends a witcher and we are to surrender, forgetting the very nature of honor and pride. We must choose. Shame or a witcher's sword. Is that how you would live? Will you bow your heads before Foltest?
Never!
You heard them, Witcher.
Don't be a fool. This is no game. Your men don't need to die. Surrender, and the king will show mercy.
My mother has seen enough of this king's mercy.
What'll you do? Throw yourself on my sword? Run?
He made mother a harlot, then denied her before all the realm.
True enough. But no massacre, no misguided heroism will change that. Drop your weapons.
Should anything happen to my mother, I shall find you and kill you.
Arian Larvalet laid down his sword. Well, well.
Have you spoken to him?
Briefly. Just before they took him off to the torture chamber. The hard luck of a traitor. Continue.
You were at my side almost all the time after the bridge collapsed.
Almost. Tell me how you got into the monastery courtyard.
Ha! And they said we couldn't get near the walls. Half a day and the town is taken.
Report! Fighting for the castle continues, and a group of rebels have barricaded themselves inside the monastery.
What of my children?
Likely in the church as well, sire. Fen took a priest to task. Finally mumbled something about a passage neath the walls.
It would take a week to get a battering ram in here.
Axes, sire?
That will also take time. But what other course do we have? This priest. What of him? What of this passage?
I fainted before I could really get going on him. He's under guard below.
You've some work to do, Commander.
Yes, sire. Silas, you look to this door. Fen, come with me.
Witcher,
Your Grace.
I've a mission for you, one suited to your abilities. Vernon can be persuasive, but he's also hot-tempered, at times losing both his self-control and his subject. You must try to find this other passage on your own. Succeed, and you'll be the envy of all Vizima.
Maybe Roach will get something out of this priest. It's a relatively large town. I could use a hint.
I'm counting on him, but time is of the essence. Please explore the area. We seek a tunnel or something similar. Beware of traps. They may have planted some. You're best suited to this. My men lack your skills.
All right, I'll go.
I'm relying on you, Witcher. Where are those axes? Move your asses!
Throats parched from all this running about. We need booze for the evening.
relations, soldier, sir?
Just following orders.
Shut it!
We're innocent.
The king will decide your fate.
But we're the king's too.
Shouldn't loiter around here, Witcher. Restricted military area.
So many men will die.
Would
All
you
'cause of
release
one
us, soldier,
bitch.
sir?
Shut it. We're innocent.
Shouldn't
The king
loiter
will
around
decide
here,
your
Witcher.
fate.
Restricted military area.
Why would they bring in a witcher?
I was just following orders!
I was just following orders.
And now, poor sons, you'll answer for treason. Why would they bring in a witcher? What treason, my lord? We're simple people who know nothing. Love and lost, so you whimper like dogs. What will you do with us? The king will decide. Now, up against the wall and shut your traps. Why would they bring in a witcher? Would you release us, soldier, sir?
Shut it.
We're innocent.
The king will
I was
decide
just
your
following
fate.
orders. What will happen to us? We can repel them!
Damn, you're ugly.
We can repel them! Blow the lilies! Death to the tyrant! Death to Voltes! Crush those vermin!
Down with Voltes!
Onward! Attack! Blasphemers! Dead traitors! Oh! Prisoners! Blasphemers! Onward! Attack! Blasphemers! For Temeria, man! To die for Temeria is to die a good death! Blasphemers! vermin!
Stand your ground!
They're no knights! They're traitors! Take no prisoners!
Stand your ground!
You have just become the most titled Witcher in the world. And the wealthiest.
I'll remind you of that when this is all over, sire.
See, Vernon? Geralt succeeded.
Lucky he did. The priest was downright discourteous and went off to meet his gods.
I saw Scoia'tael on the river.
Where? How many? What colors did they wear?
Plough the elves. We'll tend to them later. The monastery awaits.
Scoia'tael. This puzzle is beginning to come together, Geralt. You're either telling the truth or weaving a very convincing lie. I want to hear the rest.
While I remember, what happened to the dragon?
It destroyed half the castle. Killed hordes of soldiers and flew off.
Where?
In the general direction of Edda.
To think it almost killed us all.
Arian Lavalette has surrendered the castle. Open up!
And the Baron lives?
Yes, he lives. I'm not spiteful.